Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Manic Miners, to LEGO Rock Raiders Remastered, to me fumbling my way through a little bit of a test. Why don't we get the hell on with it? Where are we up to? I have near Baldi's.
Waterworks.
Or?
Split down the middle.
I imagine this one would be quite interesting to have a look at in order to see what sort of mischief Baz gets up to with this one. Oh golly, I've only been here 30 seconds and everything's already gone to pot. If only I were so, if only I had such circus talents! Perhaps things would be going better here. I think we've all seen these a few times.
Separated by a rock wall in a dangerous area of a distant cavern. The scanners show that the whole area is suffering tremors and is unstable. Help both teams to find their way back to the Rock Raider HQ and ensure that the whole area is free from any more cave-ins. Once you have rescued both teams, continue our mining operation and collect 25 energy crystals.
75, bloody hell. I was going to make some sort of joke here about people carrying cups of water, but I figured that might be a tad rude, so I decided not to do that. Right, I presume all of you are just general people, yes. General people and major folks. Fair enough. That's all perfectly reasonable. Let's not even bloody bother about the frame rate. Let's instead bother about the fact that this map is by no means going to be the same as the. Well, we are starting at the bottom of the map. I thought that we might start at the top, but apparently not. Oh bollocks! I vaguely recall this going somewhere last time, but apparently not this time. Never mind, you can't have everything, and where Baz is involved, if you think you're going to have something, you're probably not. Anyway, so, yes. Here we are again for a little bit of a concussion. Possibly that explains why we're not very stable, because we've had large volumes of, oh golly, because we've had large volumes of rock fall upon our motor cortex, and all of our bodily functions are slightly balked. That seems entirely plausible. Right, let me... Yeah, we can mine our way through here. Then we can get across this little river. What is going on over here? Not a great deal, if I am to be frank. And this is going to tell me even less, because of course there's no geologists here. So, I love that just the one of you is doing this. For crying out loud. This is the 21st century. Job share already. I've also realised we've got limited oxygen, which... I am trying to remember if that was a feature in the... Oh golly, there's crystals everywhere, and we're just going to have to leave them behind, at least for the time being. This is vaguely convenient, actually. I might send you off to... I was going to say murder. Murder that piece of rock over there. Get your drill and murder that piece of rock. No, I didn't do frightfully well in biology. I do vaguely recall there were supposed to be 7 signs of life, but I don't think that rock really meets up to any of them. Okay, yeah, that might go somewhere. In fact, it's going to go somewhere. It had better go somewhere, because otherwise we're going to be screwed, because there's nowhere else we can go. I rather hope that no monsters appear at any interval, because if they do, they're going to wander around and eat all of these lovely crystals we've left behind. And there's not a great deal we're going to be able to do to defend ourselves. Despite the fact that you can't fight rock monsters with drills, which, if you ask me, sounds like a wee bit of a plot hole. But we'll ignore that for the time being and pretend that everything is absolutely hunky-dory. So, yes, you might as well go this way at that point. I really should just tell them to go to a specific bit of land rather than faff around with the drilling bit, because this guy here who's much closer is just going to get it done and then make me look like an absolute muppet, but never mind. No, what was I saying before? I'm crying out loud. I was probably saying that I can't remember if Split Down the Middle originally had a air limit to it. This probably isn't going to go anywhere, but this might. Let's have those two go down. And you can go help with that one, why don't you? Yes, I feel as if it may have had a... It may have had a limit on the amount of oxygen that you could have, but given that I knew where I was going, I probably, Oh, goodness. This isn't going frightfully well. I suppose... Ah, yes, here we are. 'Twas a trick. 'Twas a ruse, and I didn't see it coming. That's what comes from being on holiday. Lose your knack. Never mind. This looks like we're going in roughly the right direction. Yeah, we've been across most of the map now, so I am going to suggest, if I may venture to suggest, that the base is either going to be here or here. And I'm going to guess it's actually here. And if we go all the way to the top, we can then circle back around and sort of come at it from behind. Oh, golly. Now, this is interesting. I'm going to guess we go through here. I don't reckon go through... No, because going through here, unless there's loose rock or dirt behind that, there's no way we're going to make our way through there. So I'm going to wait on drilling all of that out, and I'm going to wonder where the third one has gone. Where has the third one gone? There he is! Crying out loud. This mission does benefit from the fact that Manic Miners allows you to zoom out a lot more than the original game did, which means you can suddenly realise that you're several minutes into this and there's no ruddy music. Should we turn the ruddy music back on? Let's turn the ruddy music back on. There we go. That's a bit more cheerful, innit? Right, yeah, let's have you lot all drill that out, because I'm slightly worried about you all standing there next to the hard rock that is likely to come down quite heavily upon your brains. Oh, goodness. This is a pickle of lilies I've got myself into. I guess you're going over here to drill this stuff out, because I don't want you standing over there. Okay, this has proven to be more of a head-scratching situation than I previously anticipated. Okay, so there's this pathway... here we are. Yes, this is what I want. Because what I reckon is that we can't actually break through here on this western side, and that in reality we need to come at it from the east and then sort of break through here perhaps, or come along here. Well, probably not there because of the water, but there'll be somewhere where we can break through, and then we'll be able to join the teams up. And yes, here, this will do nicely. And then one of these two pathways I reckon will bring us down south towards the base camp. I've also realised that, of course, the oxygen supply is not as dire as I originally anticipated, because... Where's the third chap gone? Chap 1, chap 2, where's chap 3? I do not know. There he is! I don't know what he's doing on the way over there, but never mind. Okay, good. We've reconnected our teams, and everybody is feeling thoroughly sociable, and that's just chipper. Right, I'm going to leave you lot over here to drill out this stuff, I reckon, while I get you guys to come over here and drill this, because that way we'll get all these crystals drop down onto the ground and we'll sort it out, and then we can leave these cheeky chaps to find base camp, which is taking longer than I initially anticipated, but once again, perhaps I shouldn't have. Okay, good. We've got quite a lot of crystals here. In fact, it says here, conveniently, because we haven't picked any up, we can just count them by looking over here. So thus far we've got 27, which isn't frightfully many. Perhaps with this hard rock we can get a machine and break through here, and there'll be something more exciting on the far side of this. Could the heckin' lot of you actually do some work for once, instead of standing around thinking about sandwiches and daydreaming? I'd appreciate it. Again, shouldn't have done that, should have just clicked on the wall. Oh, for crying out loud. Baz really makes you work for this one, doesn't he? Okay, 33 crystals, that's a little better, and if I remember correctly, there's a fair amount of loose rock around the buildings that you discover when we find base camp. At least there was in the original, so hopefully that will supply us with a few additional energy crystals. Yeah, we cannot be far away now. It must be in here. Just tantalisingly close that you're in like 1 or 2 bits of hard rock away. But of course you haven't the means. Man of means by no means. Now, how much... Sorry, wrong control. I've been using the wrong program. Oh, for crying out loud. I feel like I'm going through like a job application, and every time I think I'm at the end and I'm going to get the offer or not, there's like, oh, there's another stage you must go through. Please attend this psychometric evaluation or some such rubbish. Right, who we left behind? We've left you behind, but I reckon I reckons that's about everybody. Right, my giddy aunt. These people will have earned their sandwiches, that's all I can say. And these people aren't, hooray! We did it, we found it and everything. Right, please, yeah, get some crystals. Then we can power up the support station, and we can get you all some delicious ham sandwiches. What was I yammering on about before that? I have no clue. I'm sure it wasn't important. I was saying it, so it can't have been. Yeah, let's send you back, and I don't know. Will they reset to going for sandwiches after falling over a spider? Yes, they will. Normally that would annoy me, but actually at the moment I'm not too frightfully upset. Right, let's bring down 4 peeps. I suppose 4 peeps, and then that will allow us to not worry about the auction still going down. We might get another one, another sports station, that is, so that I sort of forgot how freaking ridiculous I look in this game, as opposed to how freaking ridiculous I look in real life, which, you know, is a similar level. Yeah, what we need more than anything, I reckon, is an upgrade station and some trucks, right? Because we got crystals out the wazoo, but no trucks to go and get them. Although saying that, do I want to waste a load of time getting hold of the necessary ore for all of the upgrades and for the building of the upgrade station, or do I wish to do things a little bit more directly and instead go for like a super teleport pad and just get like a granite grinder or something to that effect? Because I reckon that will be a little bit more efficient, even though everybody's really fussed about the crystals, which is lovely and all, and I do get it. I do, but at the same time, there are other jobs that are also important. So please, gather yourself some shovels and get to work. Set that one to drill out as well. Now that we've got a couple of geologists, actually, we can see what the hell we're doing. Would it be possible to break through here? Possibly, probably not. No, I don't reckon so. Might have to take away my degree in rockology if I'm wrong, but, would anybody get a spade, or would you like me to do it for you? Right, you want a job done right, get Jet to do it. That's my motto. And then possess Jet so that she can definitely do it right. Right, let's just do this. Oh, and suddenly you've all changed your mind. Just as soon as I guilt trip you into doing... Oh, there's no bloody ore here. That's a bloody shame, isn't it? As soon as I will guilt trip you lot into doing it, like coming over here with my little shovel and doing it all by myself, all of a sudden you want to chip in and help, do you? How marvellous. Right. I can't get a super teleport pad. I can't upgrade this because we've no ore, and I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. I'm not used to this, sorry. I've been using a different program a lot recently, which also you kind of look at the world through aerial views, and it has different buttons, and I'm getting myself all confuzzled, and I apologise. Rot. Never mind any of that. We can upgrade this now, and then we can pop this here. Didn't think to check to see if it was actually flat enough to build on, but gladly it is, so everything's just dandy. This is fully upgraded, which surprises me. That's interesting. I probably wouldn't have gone that far if I was doing this level. I probably would have just upgraded it once for the sake of the continuity of then having the tool store, rather than... Yes, by all means, go and stand right there and do that, and there are a million other jobs far, far, far closer that you could have done. Sparks, I hate to say this, but you're not the brightest spark in the fireplace. Now, if you'd be ever so kind as to... oh, it's because I changed the ruddy priority, isn't it? No, don't turn the ruddy priority off. That doesn't help things at all. Goodness sake, Philip, get your brain in gear. Sorry, I'm a little out of practice. Please forgive me. I don't really know what it is I'm doing. Okay. We get ourselves our super teleport pad. We shouldn't take very long, so we'll have a good amount of ore here. Unfortunately, people who are 50 miles away are going to be bringing ore like Jet here, which is going to slow us down. a wee bit, but other than that we should be alright, which means we can start blasting. Oh no, we will be able to get through here. I don't think we'll be able to break through here from this side, however, which is going to be a bit of a pain. Never mind. Yes, because this piece is going to stay, isn't it? This piece isn't going to fall down. Never mind. Let me clear this, and then we'll break through here, and then maybe we can come around. If by, yes, as predicted by me, myself, and I. Yeah, hang on a minute. There we go. That's better. Right, who should we have in it? Someone who can drive. That would be a small miracle. Someone who is highly irresponsible and dangerous. That would not be sensible, but never mind. We'll do it anyway, because goodness knows on Planet X, or whatever under the sun this thing is called. I think it actually does have a name, if I remember correctly. There's a shortage of labour. Right. How many crystals? So thus far we've picked up about 23, and there's about another 40 just hanging around. So that's what, about 63? Yes, it's about 63 by my squiffy mathematics. So we're still looking for about another 12 more. And there's 1 or 2 more. Yeah, so let's break our way through here first, because I feel like if Baz is going to hide anything anywhere, he'll probably hide it there, because then it would be tantalisingly close. Tantalisingly close, just like how the frame rate is tantalisingly close to an acceptable level, but never quite there. But never mind, none of that rubbish. Maybe I should get an upgrade station, because there are enough people wandering around here. What I'm going to do, actually, is because it seems clear to me that there aren't any monsters here, or at the very least, they're very sleepy, and they don't mind sharing. So we'll turn off crystal collecting for a minute, and then that'll give them a bit of time to clear some rubble and get some ore, and then at the very least we can upgrade this, and then we might get a couple of little trucks later. He says, immediately getting a couple of little trucks right now. Thinking about it, we're going to need to train. We might as well train some of the peeps. Some of the previous peeps. Some of the previously present peeps. We could train them to drive things. Let me queue up a couple of little jobs for you. And those two as well. One thing that I was thinking about when earlier. At an earlier point in time, at a time which preceded this point, I had a thought which I shall now communicate to you, because I'm sure you're thoroughly interested in my random ass thoughts. Mind you, you're this far in, so who knows, perhaps you are. Rock Raiders going for sandwiches. Of course, Rock Raiders go for sandwiches when their fatigue reaches a predetermined level by these 4 little sandwich pieces that you have here. Oh golly, they have 240 fatigue points! I didn't realise this. How quickly do those go down, out of curiosity? That's 219 now. That's 216. I could believe that's every second. So that's what, every 4 minutes? They go for a sandwich every 4 minutes? That seems perfectly reasonable to me. No, what I was thinking is perhaps they could have sort of 2 thresholds at which they go for a sandwich. Perhaps it's, you know, when they get to, I don't know, 30 food points or whatever, they go for a sandwich. Or if they get down to a certain level of health, because of course feeding rejuvenates the health. It may be the case they already go for food when they are sufficiently injured, but I've never noticed it, so forgive me if I'm talking utter Tommy rot. Yes, but if they were injured, then it could be useful to have them automatically go off for food, because then they'd get all healed up and happy, and they wouldn't have brain damage. Because as we all know, the world's greatest cure for a concussion is a ham sandwich. You might have to take away my PhD in medicine for that, but I reckon I'm correct. Alright, what have we not drilled out? There's some stuff over here. Yes, let us come over here. It's going to be a little bit of a trek to get there, but we'll break through here and then through here, because there might be something on the far side of him. There is. With this exciting colour of cranberries, there is something perhaps possibly interesting there, and hopefully not just a little corridor that we can walk through. Right, let's get ourselves a few more little trucks, I reckon. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. If you can't even walk in a straight line without causing an utter kerfuffle, I would appreciate it if you didn't drive a vehicle, but never mind. I'll just put sparks in there instead. Oh, that then cancels the training. That's curious. That's curious. I don't know why, because that's perfectly logical and doesn't matter in the slightest, but it's just something I've noticed that I haven't noticed before, so I thought I'd point it out just in case you didn't notice what was happening right in front of you. Let's drill through here and see what we find. I'll get another truck. Why not? I reckon 3 will be enough, and don't put me in it because I'm too hungry. I'll put Jet in it because Jet has done enough walking already. Yes, once we break our way through here, we should have enough ore to upgrade the old trotters of the granite grinder here, so that it can meander with greater expediency. And then we can reach these slightly further away walls that need a bit of drilling out. So let's upgrade you, and then everyone else can basically return to doing crystals, because there's not a lot else to be fussed about right now. I'm going to get a couple of upgrades where I can while I'm here. Send you over to drill the wrong piece. Let's send you to drill the right piece, he says, pressing all the wrong freaking buttons. Speaking of freaking buttons, within this little test that I'm doing this evening, I decided to test a little bit of various different pieces of equipment in various different combinations for the sake of trying to mend various bits and pieces. And I've managed to discover apparently about half of my keyboard is magically broken over the last 6 weeks or however long it's been. Various keys on the right hand sort of side, including the K and I key, no longer work, so let's really hope that we don't play any games that require those keys. Thankfully, everyone's focused on the crystal, so of course they're not collecting any ore, apart from me. I'm glad to see that I am in mental tune of myself. If only I was for the rest of my life, I might start getting somewhere. Yes, gladly most of the hotkeys for this game at least are on the sort of upper left corner, so I don't think there's too much to be worried about. Okie dokie, yeah, I reckon this combination of crystals we've got here will be about all that we need, but let's have a quick look and see if there's anything else needs drilling out. There's a little piece here, I might send you to do that, because I can't really be bothered to walk the granite grinder all the way over there. I'm not seeing nothing else. I don't reckon there's anything else to do. Nope, I don't think so. Right, we'll bring the granite grinder home then. And then we might find ourselves an upgraded truck and do ourselves a little bit of racing. Because I'm frightfully bad at this. So let's see if I can not drive this into the sea, as I have done previously. Right. Zoom! It's like Lego... bloody hell. It is like Lego races, because I'm absolutely crap at it, but that isn't the point. Oh, for goodness sake. Who designed this world with so many bleed right angles in it? Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, I can't even go this way. Oh, gosh. You better take over, Sparks. I'm not qualified for this. Right, let me beam that up for no particularly good reason. Huzzah! We did it and everything. Yes, let's press the right button. It's been a little while since I've been here, so you'll forgive me for being old and doddery and forgetting what the hell it is I'm doing. Okay, was there anything under there? Not that I can see. No, so I reckon that just leaves us with a few crystals that are over here, and me getting one that's about 5 miles away. Absolutely marvellous. Have I ever demonstrated the fact that you can pinch people's stuff? This one's a bit slower. I might not crash this one quite so much. Yeah, have I ever demonstrated the fact that I'm pretty sure you can pinch stuff out of people's hands? Where have I gone? Here I am! Let me see if I can pinch something. Hello, I'll be having that if you don't mind. Ha 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 ha! Highway robbery! Ahem. Never mind, sorry, I got a little bit excited. Please forgive me. Let us plonk all of this in here. Boop. There we are. Is that all of them? I reckon that's all the crystals, and we can leave it there, I reckon. Right, I reckon that's it. Yes, there's a few energy crystal recharge seams, but other than that, I reckon we're about done. Okay, that mission went a lot quicker than I thought it would, to be honest with you. I mean, split down the middle was always a short one, but only because it really didn't take very long to get those 25 crystals.
25 energy crystals collected. You're making our job very easy. Well done.
Well, in the sense that you sat up there on the bridge in orbit, on the sitting on a big chair, and I do everything else, yes, I completely agree with you.
Rock hard.
Indeed. I worry about doing that one because it's probably going to have some sluggos in it.
Don't panic.
And I'm going to panic when I do that one, because no doubt it's going to have a completely different path to follow than the original, and it's not going to have the lovely secret shortcut that the original had. Never mind none of that. Which one is this? Oh golly, this had the precursor clip to the previous one. I got it all wrong and confused and stupid, but never mind.
Raider, are you ready for the next mission? A flood has left many of our rock raiders stranded on islands in an underground lake. You must establish our rock raider HQ and construct the docks. Once you have achieved this, get a rapid rider, rescue the stranded rock raiders, and bring back any energy crystals that they have collected. We need a total of 20 energy crystals.
Why is the text here different? I feel like, I can't quite remember what it was, but I feel like here where it says a flood and cave-in has left, etc. I feel like that was slightly different, and of course the text also referenced the Rapid Rider, which it doesn't here. Possibly because this one doesn't really make much use of the Rapid Rider. Never mind. Never mind. None of that. Let's have a wee look round. Does everything look much the same? I don't know. It's been so long since I've actually done the original version of this mission that I haven't a baldies whether this is the same or not, but never mind. Let us get ourselves a few papes and we can start doing a bit of work. So yes, I'm grateful to see that Baz has held over or that Manic Mine has inherited the blockage of this pathway here, because as I remember correctly, probably said this many moons ago when we did the main campaign, but there was a long pathway that led to like a single piece of rubble about, I don't know, 7 nations away, which led to people wandering off and wasting a whole load of time, which wasn't much appreciated by everybody that played this game. Oh dear. It's times like these that I wish I had my big laser, because with my big laser I could shoot you in your small faces, wherever the hell you've gone with your small face. There you are. Right. Yeah, let's drill this stuff out as well. Are we going to be able to drill through this? Yes, we are. Good. Okay, so we can drill through all of this, which is weird because I seem to remember the last bits of this were hard rock, or perhaps I'm imagining things. It wouldn't be the first time. Right, let's pop a bit of path there, and also a bit of path there, I reckon, and then we'll build ourselves a power station, and that shouldn't be there. Good thing I thought about this for more than 2 seconds. I weren't trying to click on the spada. There's anything in this world I don't need. It's my digits anywhere near the multitude of unnecessary digits that you lot have. Get out. From where? Oh, from there! Upon the stair! I sincerely apologise, I didn't see it. Yes, we're going to need some ore, of course, to upgrade this, but then we can get building. Let's clear out some of the more local bits of rubble. And then we can get ourselves to work. Oh goodness, there's a little, whatever you call it, incline, decline, bit of ground that ain't flat, lark. Yes, very scientific terminology invoked at that point, but never mind. Yeah, again, I might just, It's interesting that there isn't a kind of transitivity to this, in the sense that, at least I don't believe there's a transitivity to this, in that construction might be a higher priority than collecting energy crystals, but let's say there's no ore available for the building, and instead there's just rubble that can be cleared in order to get ore. Is it the case that they'll clear the rubble so they can do the construction, which is high priority, or is it the case that they will see clearing rubble as its own individual task, rather than an ends to a means? I think I mean a means to an end, but never mind. For the sake of doing the construction, which is actually a higher priority. I don't know. If we were dealing with real little people, this would be a question of psychology, but we're not. We're dealing with computer programs, which means it's a question of coding, which possibly explains why I have absolutely no idea what the hell the answer would be. Okay, let me upgrade this building and set the tool store to be constructed. That'd be that one. Thank you. In the meantime, we can have a little look. So yes, we'll go down this little bit here, And then we can either get off on the land here, or we can do nothing else, because that's the only bloody thing we can do. Alright, fair enough. Alright, I'll get a rapid rider and bring it along here, and we can land here and start drilling out some of this, probably. Yes, drill out some of this, probably get some crystals, sort of ferry them back, and then build up some more buildings and some more vehicles, because I reckon a tunnel transport is going to be pretty invaluable for doing this. I do kind of want to drill off in that direction, just for the sake of finding out what the hell is that. That is... what even is that? Is that a seam or a... well, I mean, it's a seam. What I mean is it a crystal seam or a recharge seam, because they have very slightly varying shades of green. Right, let's set that one up, and then pop that there, and then we're going to want our docks round about there, which means we're going to need a bit more path. In fact, we could get rid of that path completely and put the support station there, thinking about it. That would be a slight bit more efficient, because then we wouldn't need to have quite so much path. So yes, there must be probably something in here that we can sort of trace around the back here, and then break a new pathway through here, which is going to be interesting. It's a slight shame that you can't break through the top of walls that you could drill through. Suppose I put like a large mobile laser cutter here and just shot at the ceiling of this bed. It's a slight shame we can't break through that. But never mind, ceilings are apparently invincible. That's how geology works. Okay, that should be the last piece of ore we need. Thank you, Jet. And then we'll get these crystals. Oh, I see, they were going to do the ore. That makes sense. Sensible and logical, which explains why I didn't think of it. Okay, yeah, so they'll build the docks, and then they'll build the get the ore we need for the upgraded power station, build ourselves a support station, and then we will be about ready. In terms of oxygen and in terms of a rapid rider, do you actually need the support station for this? No, you don't. Interesting. That could be an interesting dynamic, because I don't know why you're yammering on at me and saying, this building doesn't have power. Of course it doesn't. It doesn't even exist yet. You can't put electricity into things that don't exist. It doesn't like it. It writes an angry letter to its MP if you do that. What was I yammering on about? Something slightly less insane than the thing I began to yammer on about. Yes, it could be an interesting dynamic. I think in... oh golly, what mission is it? The one where you have to cross the river. Not Fire and Water, the other one where you have to cross the river that I can't remember the name of. Where you start on like this side of the river, and there's like a little bit of rock behind you that you can drill out, and then you come across the river, and then you access the other side, which has more crystals on it. Yeah, that one's got quite a limited area of rocks that you can drill out, so you could carefully limit the number of crystals you get. So you've got just enough for, say, a power station, a docks to power it, and then bring down a rapid rider, so you can get one person across the river. And make sure that you don't have enough to do that with a support station, so that you then have the pressure of the air to deal with. That could be an interesting dynamic, but I imagine somebody's already explored that. So I'll stop pinching other people's ideas, I'll shut up, and I'll get on with it, shall I? And they're still prioritising the crystals. At least there aren't many crystals left to fuss about. Okay, here's pieces 4 and 5. Then we can upgrade this just as soon as the Brickster gets his bricky bum there. Thank you. And we'll pop that there. Huzzah. Alright, they shall build that, and then we will go for an explore. In fact, while they're building that, because out of sheer curiosity and a lack of sensibleness, I'm actually going to yeah, this really isn't sensible, but at the same time, I'm aware of the fact that we've been sitting here staring at this lump of land for a long period of time. So I'm going to send somebody, and by somebody I mean me, because I have no sense of self-preservation, and see what we can find in this direction. The answer to that is not a great deal, at least not immediately. Yes, if I remember correctly, this turns into a long empty stretch with walls down the side which collapse a lot. Well, it doesn't look exactly the same as I remember, but we have found 3 more crystals, which will be quite useful for building things. So let's have ourselves a little count. Oh, we've got 16 crystals. There's no need to count, Phil, which is good because you can't. But never mind, that's not the point. Yeah, we don't need to count because obviously we've got enough for our rapid rider and plenty beyond that. So we don't need to scrimp and save for crystals. So that's good. I'm going to pop a piece of path here so that I can eventually put a super teleport pad here as well, I reckon. There we go. There we go. Everything's all built now. Isn't that just marvellous? So let me turn people around so that they can have their sandwiches. And we'll get ourselves a rapid rider. And I shall get in it. Because everybody knows that the best attire for riding boats and drilling walls and clearing rubble and carrying big heavy things is a silly hat. Oh golly, I've realised there's a couple of crystals that have sort of fallen out of bands that are going to be a little bit of a pain in the... I don't know why you're trembling as you drive along, but I presume that there's some sort of ghastly sea monster you're terrified of bumping into. So yes, if you'd be so kind as to leave that alone for 5 minutes. If we just get these crystals, I'm not overly fussed about the ore. It can look after itself or pollute the ocean or whatever else it is that random bits of rock like to... Oh golly, how are we actually going to do this? We're going to do this by going boing. Boing! Oh golly, oh. I thought I got stuck on something then for a minute. I didn't. I was being silly, but never mind. Is there anything up here? There is not. That is a shame, but never mind. Let's just turn this round. You know, it might help, mate, if you held the controls. I'm not exactly a certified boat person, but I'm pretty sure that helps. Okay. Let me actually do this mano a mano, otherwise this is going to go quite disastrously. So let me pop you out of there, and then we'll start drilling through some of this, I reckon. Okay, have we got enough ore? No, we don't, because you're ignoring all of this ore and going and doing other jobs. Because again, I've got all the priorities all topsy-turvy. Never mind. No! I've given you a job, now Ruddy, do it! Okay, let's sort of queue up a few jobs for myself here, so I've got plenty to keep me busy and I don't get bored. Okay, there we are. We're going to have to upgrade that, so let's do that and start building this. Then I reckon we'll get ourselves a tunnel transport. Or should we get... I don't know. Because on the one hand, if we get a tunnel transport, then we can just collect the crystals that we find over here immediately, which will save me picking them up and then sort of leaving them on this hill. So it's terrible. I shouldn't have had some snacks right before I did this, but never mind, didn't learn my lesson. Yes, yeah, normally of course you'd have to pick up these crystals in second person, and then you'd see a head-banging spider. Oh my giddy on that hurt. I'm terribly sorry, mate, but he seems to be having a bit of a seizure. Would you kindly put him out of his misery? There we are. That's better. I'm glad we got that all straightened out. Let's get back to work. Right. Sorry about that. I know perhaps some of you don't agree with my medical methods. However, I think that was called for. Yes, yeah, if we get a tunnel transport, then we can just pick up all these crystals and bring them back, and then we can afford a drilling machine for doing stuff in that direction, and also some trucks as well, because eventually we're going to link all of this up, I imagine, unless these islands are entirely separate from one another, but I'll somehow that's the case. So yes, we need to upgrade this, which is we're going to need a bit of extra ore. But never mind, you just upgrade the super teleport once, don't you? You don't upgrade it twice. Yes, because it starts at level 1, doesn't it? At base, that makes sense. Yes, I'll have this, please. And then you for thematic appropriateness. We've been through this before, and we'll be through it again. I know it's getting legalized in lots of places, but I still do not think it might be totally safe for you to fly a large vehicle whilst under the influence. Kindly be safe. Thank you very much. Why the hell did I entrust you with a spade? Never mind. Is there any hard rock here that we're going to struggle to get through? Don't look like it, nah. Yes, by all means pick up the ore, because that just makes no frickin' sense. Never mind. Never mind. How many crystals have we got? We've only got 4! That's not very many at all. Well, there's number 5. Tell you what I'm going to do, actually. This might leave me in a bit of a lurch, but we'll muddle through one way or the other. I'm going to bring the Rapid Rider back and then drop it off here so that somebody else can get in it and just get this crystal out of it. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a pickle. Why don't I turn the lights on so I can see where I'm going? Oh, for goodness sake. I don't know what it is about vehicles moving over water at the moment, but they do seem to do it in a dreadfully jittery manner. Never mind. Let me drop that off. There we go. And then, I suppose I'll have to tell you to pick up the crystals, because it wasn't blatantly obvious that's what I wanted to do in the first place. Let's bring down a couple more peeps as well. How many peeps is that? I don't know. I've lost track of my peepitude. There we are. That's better. Let's have Bandit. Put Bandit in there. Why not? Indeed. Can't even think of anything snide to say about that, so I'll shut the hell up, shall I? Right, yes, let him go off and get some more stuff, because he likes to be efficient in his ways or something. And then we'll drill through some more of this. That'll drill out most of that. Is there anything on the far side of here? Possibly, but the scanner doesn't seem to go as far as I remember it going, so... In fact, looking at that, it only goes like, what, about 2 bits of rock inside? That's not frightfully marvellous. Never mind. There's some bloody bright lights, aren't there? For crying out loud. Would you leave the ore alone? I don't give a rat's about the ore! Never mind. We've got 3 crystals to hand. What could I turn off? Turn that off. I don't really need that anymore. Turn that off. I don't need that anymore. I can get you out of that now because there's nothing else to pick up. There we are. That's got us a couple more crystals. So let's get ourselves a bit of patience. No, let's actually turn that off and that back on so that we can get ourselves a old stalwart of a granite grinder. And then we'll also get ourselves an upgrade station, which, irritatingly, I'm going to have to build the wrong way around, which is going to annoy me a lot, but never mind. I would have liked this to have nice symmetry, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, so you might as well give up on that idea. Just like I ought to give up on the idea of ever seeing home again, or seeing sandwiches. I'm going to be stuck here for a very long time. Right, let's drill out a few more bits and pieces along here. And then, yeah, we'll get the upgrade station constructed, because we've got a fair amount of ore at the moment that we're not making a lot of use of, although, mind you, upgrading this is going to take 40 pieces, so perhaps that's going to be a little bit of a waste. Speaking of waste, why are you standing around? Or hovering around, I suppose, would be a slightly more accurate turn of phrase. Who are we going to have to drive it? Let's have you. Yes. Or, alternatively, you could just be some sort of absolute villainous cad and just steal it from Dox's mittens. Never mind, although I am going to be an accomplice to his crime by not actually taking him out of it, mainly because I can't be bothered. Right, let's get this upgraded. And then at the very least, we can have you off in this direction drilling some stuff out, and that'd be a lot safer than having people in this direction. How are we getting on in this department? Relatively well. Okay, yes, once we've drilled this out... On the one hand, I want to go in this direction. On the one hand, I want to go in this direction because I want to find out how we get behind here. But then on the other hand, I kind of want to go in this direction so that we can link up all our passageways. On the other hand, I'm looking at this and wondering whether these elevated points might possibly be the land. Probably not that, that's probably a wall, but look, we've got like a pathway along here, then maybe a pathway along here. Maybe there's a bit more water or something here. I'm just wondering whether these lower points are the water and the higher up points are the land. Is my sort of supposition at this stage. Right, let's do a bit more drilling. Sort of keep track of what's going on over here. I'd queue these up to get drilled, but I don't really want other people doing it. It's alright when you're handling hard rock, because of course the people can't do it, and unless you have a small digger, and if you've got a granite grinder or something similar, you probably don't have a small digger. Yes, and of course the granite grinder or the chrome crusher or whatever it is you're using is the only thing that can get through the hard rock, so you don't have to worry about people doing it when it would be much more efficient to do the vehicle having it. Because they have not yet, or perhaps never will, goodness only knows, I have no idea how difficult it will be to program in sort of different priority menus for different types of things. I think it would be quite nice to have sort of a different priority menu for vehicles rather than just people. So you could say to people, for example, clear rubble and collect ore, but don't collect crystals, so that you can just leave all the crystals there for the little trucks to gather up, if that's going to be more efficient. So I imagine that would be a thing that a fair few people would like, but at the same time, I've ne'er baldized how difficult that would be to do, so I'm not going to suggest one way or the other whether it should be done or not. I don't think this is going to go anywhere, is it? No, it's going to give us an access to the sea, but that's not going to give us very much. So we're going to need to go this way, which looks like it's going to give us access to another bit of water. In the meantime, let me see what we've got in this direction. A heap of rock. It's possible that somebody saw this heap of rock coming, but never mind. How are we getting on in this direction? Not frightfully expediently. Goodness. Yes, this seems vaguely familiar. I feel as if perhaps this bit of rock wasn't here originally. These two caverns were connected, because I do remember this, and I do remember it being visible from the offset. Also curious about this going into the wall here. I'm wondering whether this is going to access something. I am curious and interested. And as usual, I'm curious and interested in something completely meaningless, rather than interested in something actually useful or pertinent to my life. Yes, this is definitely going to go somewhere. Let's turn the lights on so we can see what we're doing. Yes, this is definitely going to go somewhere. I have a horrible feeling we're about to encounter some lava. Don't know why, but that's just a thought that's popped into the back of my brain. But it doesn't seem to have come true, at least not yet. With an emphasis as big as Memphis is on the word yet. How am I getting on over here? I'm clearing more rubble and falling over more spiders. And, oh, that's because that's a piece of hard rock and I've told him to drill it because I'm a silly Billy. Never mind. Is there anything on the far side of this ore seam? No. Certainly nothing worth getting into a flap about. Alright. We are starting to get a little bit closer to linking these two bits of land up, which is nice. Yes, you could pick up that crystal that's there, or you could do one of the million other jobs that are severely more geographically local to you. But never mind. Let me drill this out and then probably bring down a couple of little trucks. That seems like a wise thing to do. What I might do as well actually is beam this up, because I don't reckon we need it now, and we might not need it at all. And if we don't, there's no point in leaving it there, wasting space. And the whatchamacallit, the thingamajig, the didgeridoo-dah, the big flappy box, that thing. Yes, thank you for coming along here and telling the people what the hell it was I was rabbiting on about. We'll be able to pick up those crystals if they're not accessible from the land, which they are, which makes life easier. Right, I did promise you a vehicle docks, and here it is. Thank you for actually turning up at a serendipitous moment. I really regret giving you a frickin' spade, but never mind. Let me bring down, let's say, 2 more trucks. Yes, I reckon 2 more will do nicely.
Hey. Whatever you say.
No. I prefer when you're a bit more resistant, mate, and you complain about things so that you wanted to sail, not deliver mail. That sort of thing is amusing and entertaining, but never mind. Can't have everything in life. Let's realise we're short of ore. Never mind. Axel, the speed freak, is just going to have to slow down and take it a little bit more lackadaisically for a little while. Okay, let's not carry on in this direction because it doesn't really go anywhere. It will eventually when we break through here, but until then, we're going nowhere. So, let me press the wrong buttons again. I'm glad to see that clearing my mind and relaxing my heart and soul have achieved the grand total of nothing, and I'm just as incompetent as I ever was. How marvellous. How are we getting along here? Not very well. Okay, so I do wish this scanner got a little bit further. I mean, it does make sense, and it is wise that the scanners of the individuals don't go as far as the scanners of the vehicles and of the geological centre itself, because of course getting a scanner on a person is relatively low investment. You just need a geological station and a relatively early mission, then just train everybody up to be geologists, and then you've got scanners for the rest of your game. So that's a relatively low investment you've got to make versus getting a vehicle with a scanner on it. I think you need the... what vehicles have scanners on them? I know the Chrome Crusher does. Can't remember if the large mobile laser cutter does. Don't think it does. Is it just the Chrome Crusher then? There's some part of the back of my brain that says there's another vehicle that's got a scanner on it, but I cannot for the life of me think what it is. Maybe I'm just thinking that other vehicles have scanners on them because they have the little scanning radius come out of them. I don't know why I said radius, because it's not a radius. It is circle related, but it's not a radius. It looks like they got scanners because the person's scanner's doing its thing like in it, yeah. Oh, you wouldn't actually be able to break your way through here. Interesting. So you can get more crystals by coming to this island, but you can't actually go anywhere without, well, you could build a tool store and upgrade it and then use some dynamite here, but I don't think you'd actually be able to work your way through here. So that's interesting. Which way should we go? Should we go this way? Or should we go this way? I don't know. I reckon that we should go this way. I'm also thinking that this map is large enough that perhaps we should actually get ourselves a second drilling vehicle. That seems quite sensible, actually. Let me bring down... oh my god, I'll bring down a this, just in case we encounter something that needs it. Let me pop you in there. And we'll upgrade it, and then we'll bring the tunnel transport over to move it, so that it can get over there a little bit faster without having to walk all the way. And by walk, I mean drive. Forgive me, I have been so spoiled by the thundering trotters of the granite grinder. How are we getting along? We are ready to upgrade. Oh yes, of course, you can drive over. I keep forgetting that in Basmod this thing you can drive over lava, despite the fact that we haven't needed to do that yet, but I imagine that will become pertinent at some later date. I'll be honest, I'm not really looking forward to that level. I have a funny feeling if it's going to be any level, it's going to be Lake of Fire. Yeah, I feel like if it's going to be any level, it's going to be Lake of Fire. So, I don't like Lake of Fire, right? I'll be completely honest with you, right, about my shortcomings as a human being. I don't like Lake of Fire as a level, right? I find it difficult, I find it tedious, I find it tiresome, I find it very, very easy to lose at, and I don't enjoy it. I like playing video games to relax and to enjoy myself, and it goes without saying that I do not enjoy being stressed by lava eroding up my world. So, there we are. You're about ready to drop off, and then I will severely struggle to do 2 jobs at once. How the hell am I going to do this? This is going to be difficult because I'm going to task a job to one of them and then the other one's going to go off and do it, which is going to continuously irritate me. Yes, you could have stood right next to it where you were very likely to get zapped, very likely to get blasted in the face, or alternatively you could have stayed slightly further away. That would have been an option as well. Never mind, perhaps I should do this myself. Perhaps if you want a bit of lasering done right, you should do a bit of lasering yourself. I remember the recharge on this thing being very fast back in the day. By back in the day, I mean in exactly the same place at a vaguely different time. Right, let me set you to drill that piece out while I come over here and see where we're getting up to. The answer to that is not very far at all. Dear oh dear, we're not far away from discovering a new cavern, but we're still quite far away. Let me just shoot this thing off in pure unadulterated rage. Excuse me. This plan has not gone entirely according to, well, to plan. It's more gone to pot than to plan, but never mind. Is this actually going to take us anywhere? I get the distinct impression that it's not. So my little shortcut of coming over here in the hope of discovering more, because coming over here was going to be a bit more long-winded, has in fact turned out to be a great big pile of stupid. How bully. Right. Let's break our way through here. Thank you. I'm glad we got there in the end. What I reckon I'll do, actually, I'll take you up to the far end so that you can start drilling out and hopefully find us a new pathway through here. In the meantime, I'll bring the granite grinder to drill out these, because I doubt these are going to reveal any paths. In fact, we can see that they won't, because there's no undiscovered caverns or drillable rock behind them. Right, let's drill out this corner piece. This is one of the efficiencies of using a thing that has lasers, because it means you don't have to drill out as many pieces of rock, because you can just screw everything up every 5 minutes if you're me. Right, this is interesting, though not thoroughly useful to me. This will hopefully provide us with a few more crystals, because goodness knows I've already forgotten how many it is that we need. How many was it we needed? 75 crystals? Find the missing miners? I don't remember that! I got so caught up in the confusion over what the text was saying that I didn't actually bother to look at the objectives, but never mind. Okay, that's not going to lead us anywhere, so, actually no, you come over here. I'll give you a little queue of things to do, and then what I'll do with you is I'll try to do this as efficiently as I can and see how much of this we can drill out quite quickly without faffing around. Admittedly, I'm very good at faffing around. Some would even venture to suggest that I like faffing around, and those people would not be thoroughly wrong. But I do want to see if I can drill out the majority of this. There we go. And then, not that, come over here, you great Goososaurus. And then we'll just give you a couple more things to drill out. Hopefully that won't go to a person, but I didn't mean it to go to you. Dear oh dear. Just shoot the sea. By all means, laser the sea and fix the eyesight of those fish. Does this planet even have any fish on it? I don't know. Maybe that's what we put in your sandwiches. I have no idea. I daren't even consider such an idea. Let me see if there's any crystals in here at all, because right now it looks like there's the grand total of none. At least this will give us a pathway through here, which might be a slight shortcut, but I don't really think it will be. Except for maybe the tunnel transport, but not much else. I was going to say the tool store then, but no. The tool store doesn't go flying around the sky. That would look quite amusing, but also quite ridiculous. Where the hell are we going from here? No, seriously, where the hell are we going from here? Because this isn't going anywhere. And neither is this. I'm going to have a little bit of a think about this, because I seem to have completely misread where the map is, because goodness knows I wasn't a Boy Scout. Right, I was looking at this bit that didn't go anywhere. I didn't realise there was a further bit up here that did go somewhere. Right. Never mind that. Never mind the fact that I'm a complete muppet. Please ignore this fact. Now we can go there. Sorry, I was getting confused because I didn't remember anywhere else where there was any rock we could drill out. I assumed I'd needed to get the tunnel transport and carry one of these vehicles over to another bit of land where we could drill some stuff out. But I was thinking that was going to be difficult because I couldn't think of where we were supposed to do that. But never mind. Turns out I was even more stupid than I thought. Oh gosh. I really don't want to drive anything in here. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous. If I remember the original map layout correctly, the folks that we were looking for were in this sort of direction. Goodness knows if they'll still be there. I somehow doubt it. I imagine that we'll sort of swing over in this direction and then head back over here. Or possibly we'll find the people where they were originally, but then we'll have to come into sort of this area and then behind here in order to find the larger volumes of crystals. That seems plausible as well. Okay, I'm going to skip over some of the rocks that clearly aren't going to go anywhere because he says drilling out a multitude of rocks that clearly don't really go anywhere. Because, yeah, you could sit there shooting the solid rock, or alternatively, you could do something productive with your life. Lazy layabout. Yeah, it looks like there might be two pathways here, in which case that will be... Oh, that's interesting. You can't tell it. You can't tell it to drill a corner piece, but you can force it to drill a corner piece. Interesting. Presumably if I tell this to drill something which is far enough away that it would require a crystal to break, like this piece over here, it will drive toward it. No, it will tell somebody else to do it. Of course it will. I hope that it's smart enough to be programmed that if you tell it to drill something or laser something which is outside the free range, by which I do not refer to eggs, that it will, if it can at least, it will drive toward it in order to then blast it for free rather than faffing around with wasting crystals. So let me set it to drill that out, and then we can start having a wee look over here and see what we found. The answer to that is we can see nothing because there's nothing but a load of dust in the way. Kitty. What have we got? I feel like this is a little bit dangerous. I feel like we're very likely just to walk into the people and just drill their faces in, which I don't imagine they'll be thoroughly chuffed about. But never mind. Let's drill through here, and through here. Where does this lead us? The grand total of no place. Oh, good. Good thing you're here. You can sort this situation out for me. Yeah, what I'm going to hope is that if I bring the granite grinder along here and then drop it off, we can then drill through here and have a look on here and have a look, see if this is a plan that's going to work or a plan that's going to fail miserably like all of my other plans. Yeah, I think we'll be able to drill through here and connect up these two spots to save me bringing the hello friends have been discovered. How marvellous. Still leaves me with a question. There's the answer to my question. Where did I leave my tunnel transport? It's gone off on its own devices. Good for it! Oh dear. It's going to take an eternity to walk these crystals back. Never mind. Where's the... There it is, thank you. I do like that you appear at the very best possible moment to disguise the fact that I can never remember what you're called. Because despite the fact that I have a decade of familiarity with the base game, I have very little familiarity of the tunnel transport, because of course it weren't in it. Right, let me pop you here, down this twisty river. What I reckon we'll do is I'll bring this home and beam it up, because I don't reckon we're going to need it anymore. Listen to me, I've signed your death warrant, now get over to the executioner's block. Thank you, you mischievous little life lover. Really hope that I don't need the ability to sort of shoot in different directions of this. I probably do, don't I? Yes. If I had to, well, this is a bloody useless view. I hope I don't need the large mobile laser cutter. Oh no, I should be able to go around like this. This should be all right. Here we go. There we are. Lots and lots of crystals. Good. And a bazillion spiders. Even better. And by even better, I mean significantly worse. Okay, let's go into first person so that we can take a... Okay. I was telling the truth when I said that drilling in second person doesn't mean that you can see much, because there's it? Glad you're so chipper. Doesn't mean that you can see much, because the dust gets in your way. But then doing it in first person is even worse, because poor visibility gets somehow even worse. So, may I ask, mate, what precisely between here and eternity do you think you're doing sitting there? There are crystals to be got. There aren't crystals to be got. Dag nabbit. Never mind. If we can break our way through here, then the trucks will be able to access this island, and that'll speed things up a tad. So let me see if I can connect these two pathways up first, and then I'll come back and I'll drill these bits out, which look like, yeah, there's nothing behind there. It's just the 3 crystals. Okay, let's beam that up so we can pop the crystals in the station and also feed our friend here. And then we'll drill through here. How long is this going to take? Not frightfully long, because gladly there's interesting. There's an undiscovered cavern here. It also seems to follow off in that direction, implying there might be something hidden in the corner. You have piqued my curiosity. And there's more energy crystal seams, which always makes me happy. Yes, let me break through there. There we are. Now all the trucks can come in this direction and start picking up crystals, which will mean they'll be a lot more efficient and free up the tunnel transport to get the ones that are further away. And in the meantime, we can see that now there's not a great deal over here, but there is one more seam. And that's not something to be sniffed at, even if you're a sniffly of me. Right, I reckon that's not quite everything, because I flatly forgot that I can't say a lot of F's in a single sentence, because it kind of screws me up a lot. In fact, what I might do is turn... Well, I was going to say I'll turn off collecting ore, because I don't want the trucks and tunnel transport to do that, but then at the same time is that people are going to be collecting crystals, which is going to be a little bit of a pain in my bottom. But never mind, I reckon... No, it's not! Sorry. I don't know why I get so heckin' excited. There's something in this direction as well. Either it's just a way to connect these two pathways, but there's definitely something going on here, so at the very least this will give me something to do while we let the folks pick up all the crystals. So let's have a little drill through here. We can look at the funny bluey purple in the back end of these warp engines or whatever it is I've strapped to the back of here. Big sides of a, might be a bit of a washing machine, oddly, the way it keeps going round and round and round. I just drive like this so I can see at least a little bit of where I'm going. Yes, it looks really sweet and twee when you do that, but at the same time it don't make no sense. Let me bring this over here. Yeah, it looks like this will give us access to a another seam and break through here. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So if you wanted to, a different way that you could do this would be to break through here, so you can then either make another rapid rider or get a tunnel transport, bring yourself round here, and then you could drill through here and here in order to sort of link up these people so they don't have to walk all the way back. But I'm not really kind enough to be that fussed, if I am honest. Okay, I reckon that we're nearly done. Should we do some more driving? Because goodness knows I succeeded so marvellously at this. Goodness knows I succeeded so marvellously at it last time that I would Oh, for crying out loud, this isn't even a joke at this point. Whoa, okay, fair dues. I know when to accept defeat. Right, I know when to wave the white flag, because I am surrendering to the inevitable fact that I can't drive. For goodness sake, that was amusing, wasn't it? Well, I hope so anyway. Yes. I was going this way, I did so marvellously at it last time, that surely I'd do well this time. However, I rather succeeded in proving myself wrong on that. Hey, I can't fly this thing off into the sky because it's already in the ruddy sky. So there's that to think about. Okay, I'm just a little concerned that there's a crystal or two over here, which is going to have fallen slightly too far into the sea. So let me see if I can pick these up, please. Thank you. Still don't know how it does that. I feel like it'd be kind of cool if I had like a grappler on it or something that sort of fired out a hook to pick them up, and then it sort of winched them back up inside. But like the winch that the tunnel transport has to carry its bucket in the PlayStation version. That could be a little bit sort of cool, I suppose. Also realised that when those 4 people came down, we started draining oxygen, and I never even got fussed about it. But never mind. Could I be really mean and ask you to let a truck do that job, please? Yes, thank you. Or alternatively, a different truck could go off and get each different one, because apparently we're all into conserving fuel or something. Thank you, Docs. I am glad to see that my cries are not falling upon deaf ears, as much as Lego people famously don't really have ears, but never mind. That's not the point. The point is that we're finished! Now we are. I think. I haven't missed anything, have I? I mean, I've missed doing this a bit, which is a nice thing to say, I must say. But, I reckon I've done about all I came to do. So, if you don't mind, I will shine off. Well, there we are. That wasn't an unmitigated disaster, which I must say shocks the hell out of me. I did my best. What did that unlock as well?
Their own works.
Oh, good. Another one that is going to indubitably be very, very difficult. What with the Baz flavouring, but never mind. Yes, so with that said, and the fact that we're 72 minutes into this, which means if we've got this far, then perhaps you're vaguely interested in this, I suppose I should just take a moment to address the elephant in the room and nearly press this scary button here, but never mind. Let me go back, there we are. Yeah, just sort of address the elephant in the room, so... Hello, have you come to hear about the elephant in the room? Oh, no, he came for sandwiches. He didn't realise that we ate all of them earlier. Never mind. Yes. So, obviously I've not been around for a while and haven't been making Manic Minders videos. I just decided today, because I was feeling in a relatively good mood, that I just wanted to try this again for a little while. I never get over how freaking squidgy you are. Never mind. Yes, I wanted to test some various things. I'm trying various different things with audio for the sake of trying to address audio corruption, because essentially what I've spent the last 6 weeks or so trying to do is think about all the reasons why I wanted to stop doing this and try to come up with sort of constructive ways to address those so that I can enjoy doing this again. And I think I'm starting to come up with a decent plan so that I can eventually come back to this at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to do this little one-off just to sort of try this again and just see if I'm enjoying it. And I must say that you're a persistent little person, aren't you? Be a nice little Easter egg if you could sort of click on this little miscreant over here and it would do something. I don't know. That could be amusing. But yes, yeah, I wanted to test various different things with the audio. The first idea I had didn't work before I even managed to turn the video on, so that test went disastrously, but now I'm trying a different thing, which perhaps will work, perhaps it won't work, I don't know. Be interesting to see how that goes in terms of what it looks like in editing. But yeah, I've enjoyed doing this. This has been quite fun for me just to do this once more. So that's a very good thing as far as I'm concerned. So yes, I think this experiment has gone vaguely well. I am going to go and write up my notes now and hopefully not singe them on the Bunsen burner. Why is that crystal blue? Is it just a function of the light? I don't know. Also, why did you keep on lasering after you've got the crystal and then just leave? I do not know. But never mind. Docks, the bandit, after... Seriously, I know I said this before, but I will say it again. Why is the guy who has nothing to do with the sea called Docks, and the guy who has everything to do with the sea not called Docks? I don't understand it. But never mind. There's a great many things in this world I don't understand, like algebra. Never mind. I've rather enjoyed doing this, which is lovely. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. So, thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.